Welcome back, students. In this video, we're going to look at a very brief introduction of addition reactions. In addition reactions of alkenes, you're starting with an alkene and two groups are adding across the pi bond. What across the pi bond means is you have two sp2 hybridized carbons that are making up that pi bond, and during the course of the reaction, those sp2 hybridized carbons are no longer going to be connected to one another with a second bond, that pi bond. Instead, they're going to turn into sp3 hybridized carbons like we're seeing here and here because two different groups have added to either side of the pi bond. Now, do they really have to be two different groups? No. Let's look at the variety of groups that can add. So the types of things that can add across the pi bond include a hydrogen and a halogen. We could have a hydrogen and an OH. We can have two OHs add across the pi bond. We could have a hydrogen and a hydrogen. We could have two halogens add, and we can also have a halogen and a OH add. So these are the groups that we're going to see in this addition to alkene chapter add across the pi bond. And we're going to see the variety of reagents that we can use to make this happen. During the course of these future reactions that we're going to look at, you're going to see the pi bond behave in two different ways. In some reactions, the pi bond is going to behave as a base, which means that it's going to abstract a proton, and that would be one of the steps in the reaction. When it abstracts that proton, remember that these electrons between the proton and whatever its conjugate base is need to break, and those electrons need to go onto whatever the conjugate base is, which I'm illustrating as A here. Then your pi bond can also behave as a nucleophile in which it would attack an electrophile. So you're going to see both types of arrow pushing in our mechanisms as we move forward. And just a quick reminder that addition reactions are going to look a lot like elimination reactions in the sense that they are opposite one another. So when we looked at elimination reactions, we were starting with something that had a beta proton and a leaving group. And when we went through that elimination process, what we got at the end was an alkene. Whereas for addition reactions, you're going to start with the alkene, go through an addition process, and add two groups to either side of the pi bond. Let's wrap up. In this video, we looked at a super brief introduction as to what addition reactions are. We considered the different groups that can be added, which we will elaborate on in a series of videos that are coming next. We looked at how a pi bond can behave in two different ways, as a base and a nucleophile, and then we reminded ourselves that addition is the opposite as elimination. Thanks so much for watching. This is Katoni signing out.